Bring on Rolly. You know, he's part of PBC. We already ran it once with PBC. I need to get my get back. So I'm going to beat Rolly, and we're going to have that.
Ryan Garcia has been non-stop in his teasing of Rolly Romero as their fight nears. He's called Rolly the easiest payday of his career and even went as far as calling him a clown who doesn't belong in the ring. In a recent interview, Ryan joked that he'd have an easier time sparring with his little brother than facing Rolly.
He's a tremendous fighter. He's a tremendous fighter. The only people he cannot beat happens to be myself, Gervonta Davis, and depression. So.
Garcia took another shot at Romero on social media, saying, "I'm bringing the broom on May 2nd, sweep time," suggesting his planning to dominate the fight. But he didn't stop there. Garcia also claimed that Romero's style is too predictable, adding that his best chance is to pray for a miracle. Romero fired back, calling Garcia all Instagram, no substance. He argued that Ryan's popularity comes more from his social media presence than his boxing abilities. However, most fans didn't buy it, seeing Garcia as clearly more talented and skilled than Romero. The back-and-forth trash talk has really built up the tension, making their May 2nd fight one to watch. Oscar de la Hoya, Garcia's promoter, has fully backed the tension between the fighters, calling it the most anticipated boxing event of the year. He went so far as to say that Cinco de Mayo weekend in New York will be unlike anything fans have ever seen before. De la Hoya described the event as a throwback to the legendary days of boxing, where outdoor arenas like Yankee Stadium hosted epic matches. "This fight is going to surpass everything you've heard of, everything you've seen," De la Hoya declared.
He's gonna fight Rolly. Accept the bout with Rolly. I give him 200,000 cash if he beat Rolly. Now, once he loses to Rolly, I don't want him to ever say Tank's name again.
While De La Hoya's excitement might sound convincing to casual fans, die-hard boxing enthusiasts aren't as impressed. The truth is, Romero has been knocked out twice and didn't look great in his last fight against Manuel James. On the other hand, Garcia is at the top of his game, making this fight feel more like a mismatch than a true showdown. The undercard doesn't help much either, with Devin Haney set to fight Jose Ramirez, who just lost to Arnold Barbosa Jr.
You know, in front of you, ready to go.
I'm very filled right now. I'm very filled.
Do you feel a little disrespected? Because everybody says if he wins this fight, he's going to Haney immediately. So do you feel like you're getting a little looked over?
My daughter's on my undercard.
What weight is the fight out, Rolly?
47.
So, what's De La Hoya supposed to do? Admit that it's a one-sided fight on a lackluster card? That wouldn't exactly sell tickets. His job is to promote his fighters and get people excited, which is exactly what he's doing. To his credit, De La Hoya is at least trying to give the event some prestige by referencing the history of boxing and making it seem like an unmissable spectacle.
I think they're definitely going to sell a lot, just because they both got a unique personality.
Some boxing insiders believe De La Hoya is just stirring the pot with his promotion, seeing it as a classic move from a promoter. One fan tweeted that De La Hoya is hyping the fight like it's Ali Frazier, hoping no one remembers that Romero has been knocked out twice before. Interestingly, the Haney vs. Ramirez matchup has sparked more curiosity than excitement. Fans are still thinking about Haney's last fight, where he took a serious beating, and they're eager to see how he'll respond. There's even talk that Haney might not have fully recovered, either mentally or physically, from that defeat.
In situation, I see that's the most tension. Is there real beef there, or is it just you want to get ahead and you see him as a guy that you sparred a lot and you feel you should be in that position?
No, I want to chop that kid's head off.
Why?
If Ramirez still has something left in the tank, he could very well end Haney's run for good. However, Haney's team is confident that he's ready to bounce back. Oscar de la Hoya also mentioned that Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz could have been an opponent for Garcia, but Cruz turned down the offer because he was already booked for another fight. Maybe next time, if Ryan Garcia wins against Rolly, de la Hoya said. "We're always trying to make exciting fights." Fans quickly pointed out that Cruz would have been a much better matchup for Garcia than Romero. Many believe that Turki al-Sheikh, who's helping organize the event, should look for a last-minute replacement for Romero and Ramirez to give the event more credibility. If Ramirez still has something left in the tank, he could very well end Haney's run for good. However, Haney's team is confident that he's ready to bounce back. Oscar de la Hoya also mentioned that Isaac Pitbull Cruz could have been an opponent for Garcia, but Cruz turned down the offer because he was already booked for another fight. Maybe next time, if Ryan Garcia wins against Rolly, de la Hoya said. We're always trying to make exciting fights. Fans quickly pointed out that Cruz would have been a much better matchup for Garcia than Romero. Many believe that Turki El-Sheikh, who's helping organize the event, should look for a last-minute replacement for Romero and Ramirez to give the event more credibility.
I mean, I would say Pitbull Cruz is a more difficult fighter than Ryan Garcia, wouldn't you agree? He's much more durable. He punches. He's aggressive. Ryan Garcia would run like a turkey. Like I said.
De la Hoya's hype machine, however, shows no signs of slowing down. He's been emphasizing how special Cinco de Mayo weekend is for boxing and insists that Garcia's fight will be extraordinary. But most fans aren't buying it. They expect Garcia to dominate Romero with little resistance. While the fight might be entertaining in a one-sided way, it's not expected to have much suspense. Despite De La Hoya's push to make this feel like an all-time event, many fans are already looking past Romero and thinking about who Garcia might face next, especially Devin Haney.
Do you want that rematch with Ryan Garcia? Is that something that's like, man, I gotta get that back?
He was right here. I get it back right now. Because it's just, you know, if somebody did you like that, you want to take it because I did that already.
The biggest question for fans now is how Haney will perform in his upcoming fight. His reputation took a big hit after his last defeat, and many are wondering if he can ever return to his former glory. Some even think Haney might be mentally checked out, taking this fight just for the payday. If Ramirez manages to pull off an upset, it could end Haney's career at the top level of the sport. Ultimately, De La Hoya's job is clear: sell the fight, keep the hype alive, and make fans believe it's a must-watch event, whether it lives up to the hype or not. But the real question remains, can Haney survive his fight, and will Garcia move on to face tougher competition? Clip 10. Either way, fans are ready for the drama to unfold, but Ryan Garcia's decision to reunite with Eddie Reynoso has sparked plenty of buzz, though not all of it is positive. While some fans are excited to see Garcia return to the coach who helped him deliver one of his best performances against Luke Campbell, others see it as a chaotic move. It's just another chapter in the ongoing story of Garcia's struggle to stick with one trainer. His split from Derek James after only 2 fights has left many wondering if Garcia's real issue isn't with trainers, but something deeper.
I still think Devin Haney can beat Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Don't fight that type of style.
Yeah.
Don't stand right in front of him.
Yeah.
Do your Devin Haney, and get out of there.
And that's what you do with rematches. You find everything you did wrong, you know it instantly after the.
Garcia's time with Derek James seemed promising at first. James, known for his no-nonsense approach and ability to shape elite fighters, was expected to take Ryan's game to the next level. However, the partnership ended quickly. While Garcia did secure wins over Oscar Duarte and delivered an impressive knockout against Devin Haney, critics pointed out that his performances were inconsistent. Some felt Ryan relied too heavily on his signature left hook and lacked a solid defensive plan. Boxing insiders have begun to question Garcia's constant coach switching. After parting ways with Joe Goosen, who guided him through big fights with Tank Davis and Javier Fortuna, Garcia moved to Derek James, only to return to where he started, with Reynoso. Fans are starting to notice a pattern. Every time things don't feel perfect, Garcia switches trainers instead of confronting the deeper issues that might be holding him back.
Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight, you know. Me and Ryan sparred way back when, you know. We sparred twice, and there's always it's going to be. I mean, that fight will sell out. I know that fight will sell out. That's one of
Garcia's father, Henry Garcia, has defended the decision to switch back to Reynoso. He explained that the move wasn't a knock on James, but rather about finding comfort and a positive environment. There wasn't anything out there in Texas as far as what happened to Ryan last year wasn't as positive as it was here, Henry said. So why go somewhere negative when you can switch it around? This comment stirred up controversy, as it suggested Ryan may have felt out of place in Texas. Critics quickly jumped on this, accusing Garcia of not wanting to be pushed too hard and instead choosing a more comfortable, less demanding situation.
I mean, I hope he keeps training with Derek James. It was a good performance. Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
He stopped Jordan. Yeah, he was a great performance.
Henry also mentioned that being back in Southern California, closer to family and familiar surroundings, has helped put Ryan in a better mental space. While this reasoning may make sense to some, many fans view it as just an excuse. One Twitter user bluntly commented, "Ryan Garcia doesn't need another trainer, he needs discipline. Changing coaches every few fights won't fix that." Another layer of controversy comes from the potential clash between Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, who recently joined Reynoso's camp. Ryan and Teofimo are set to fight in February 2026, and while it's unlikely they'll train together, the situation creates a strange dynamic.
Let's be honest, man. Tank's toughest opponent by far has been me. Me and him are gonna run that back. I'm gonna get my world title May 13th, and then me and him gonna run that.
What happened? Come back to get it rolling.
Tank had him from the beginning. Like, I'm not saying about the game prior to that. I can see what's going on.